All right, so this is your homework help video that you can go back and watch later. We're going to do Wednesday. One-step equation here. You're isolating the variable. When you isolate the variable in a one-step equation, get rid of anything that you can add or subtract first. So addition and subtraction comes first, and then multiplication and division. So let's look at Z. We're using inverse operations. I'm going to put a star because it's super important. Use inverse operations to isolate the variable. Okay. So if it is addition, you're going to use subtraction and vice versa. If it's subtraction, then you're going to add to remove the number. If it's multiplication, the opposite of multiplication or the inverse of multiplication is division. The inverse of division is multiplication. These are your inverse operations. Addition is the opposite of subtraction. Subtraction is the opposite of addition. Multiplication is the opposite of division. Division is the opposite of multiplication. All right, so let's solve some. Let's do number 1. In order to isolate Z, we have to get rid of a positive 6 or add. This is adding 6. What's the inverse of adding 6? Subtract. So you subtract to remove the 6 so that Z is by itself. What is 10 minus 6? What is 10 minus 6? 4. Okay. 6 minus 6 is 0, and we're left with Z. So Z here is equal to 4, or 4 is equal to Z. Pause for the cause. Okay. All right, let's look at number 3. I'm going to skip around just a little bit, okay? To get Q by itself, this is a minus 12. This is a minus 12, okay? What's the inverse of a minus or subtracting 12? Add. So we're going to add 12 to both sides. When we add 12 here, negative 12 plus 12 is 0. And we're left with the Q now. What is 1 plus 12? 13. Pause for the cause. All right, let's do one with multiplication and division now. We did addition and subtraction to solve or isolate the variable. Now let's go to where when we multiply or divide to isolate the variable. Let's look at one like number 2. What's the operation that's automatically between the 8 and the y? What's automatically between 8 and y? Multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So in order to isolate y, you divide both sides by 8. 8 goes into 8 one time, so this is 1y or just y. What's 48 divided by 8? 6. So y is equal to 6 or 6 is equal to y. Pause for the cause. All right, let's look at number 4. This is a divided by 2. What's the inverse or opposite of division? What's the inverse or opposite of division? So in order to get rid of the 2 so that we isolate a, we use multiplication. We multiply both sides by 2. How does this cancel out, Ms. Reyes? I need to see that. I don't understand what that looks like. You make 2 into a fraction by putting a 1 under it. This is going to give you 2a on the top. On the bottom, this gives you 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1a, or just a. So this is always going to cancel out when you multiply or do the inverse there. So we're left with a on this side What is 2 times 18 or 18 times 2? A is equal to 36 or 36 is equal to A. All right, and this is your homework help video if you want to go back and watch it again. Okay, I'm going to stop it here.